The Bay Area, 49 square miles of San Francisco, plus the sprawl beyond the bridges. Population, complicated. Cuisines, uncountable. For today's field study, we observe the most culinarily diverse primate yet documented, the Bay Area human. What follows are the actual field notes of an embedded researcher, me, attempting to understand what exactly these creatures are eating. It is 12:04 p.m., south of Market. A specimen approaches the halal cart. Before we continue, a note on terminology. Halal is an Arabic word meaning permissible in Islamic dietary law. It refers to food prepared according to specific rules. The meat is slaughtered in a particular way. Pork is forbidden. Alcohol is forbidden. A genuine halal cart will display certification from a recognized authority. A genuine halal cart displays its certificate. A less genuine one does not. The specimen, we note, checks. The order: chicken and rice, white sauce, red sauce. The specimen does not want to know what is in the white sauce. No one does. It is better this way. Nearby, a second specimen. This one has chosen to abstain. They are vegan. They explain this to us. Twice, unprompted. We move south to the Mission. The Mission is where Mexican cuisine proliferates in its most concentrated Bay Area form. Taquerias, pupuserías, pretentious. Every third storefront offers a super burrito the size of a newborn. One block east, we encounter the pupuserías. A pupusa, for our records, is Salvadoran. Thick corn dough called masa, stuffed with beans, cheese, or pork, then griddled. Served with curtido, a pickled cabbage slaw, and salsa roja. The specimen will order 3 pupusas. They will claim they are sharing. They are not sharing. The line extends around the corner. This restaurant is, the specimens will tell you, the good one. There are 11 pupuserías within a 4-block radius. Each one is the good one. Such intensity of neighborhood loyalty is ubiquitous in the Mission. Next, we observe a ritual we find pretentious even by Bay Area standards: brunch. The specimen orders avocado toast. It will cost $18. It is $3 of avocado on $1 of bread. The remaining $14, we conclude, cover the marble table, the edible flour, and the waiter's haircut. The specimen photographs the toast before eating. We theorize this is a mating display. Across the street, a third-wave coffee shop. The menu is verbose. From the Latin verbum meaning word, verbose describes speech or text that is drowning in its own vocabulary. A verbose menu does not say black coffee. It says a slow-pulled, single-origin Ethiopian yirgacheffe with tasting notes of stone fruit, bergamot, and a long, lingering finish. This route runs through many familiar words, verbal, relating to words, verbatim, word for word, and proverb, literally, a short saying in words. The specimen orders. They wait 9 minutes for the pour. This is normal. Evening now. An Italian restaurant in North Beach. Here we encounter the unctuous waiter. From the Latin ungere, meaning to anoint with oil, unctuous originally described something oily or greasy. In modern usage, it describes a person who is oily in manner, excessively smooth, suspiciously eager to please. This root gives us unguent, an ointment itself, an unction, the religious anointing with oil. All share the same oily origin. The waiter's smile is too wide. His compliments about our wine selection are too warm. We suspect he knows the pasta was reheated. His unctuousness prevents us from asking. We travel west. Chinatown. In Chinatown, we document a sedentary behavior known as yum che, literally drinking tea, during yang cha. Specimens sit for up to 3 hours, consuming small dishes brought on carts. They do not stand. They do not pace. They simply receive. A quick glossary. Dim sum literally means touch the heart, small portions designed to do exactly that. Har gao are translucent shrimp dumplings. Siu mai are open-topped pork dumplings. Char siu bao are fluffy buns filled with sweet red-glazed barbecue pork. The cart comes. The specimen points. The cart leaves. Another cart comes. Researchers have observed specimens who, when asked what they ordered, cannot answer. They simply ate. It is, we have learned, very difficult to satiate at dim sum. The specimen orders 3 more baskets. They were already full. They are not hungry. They are satiating. Japantown is next. The specimens patronize the ramen shops with a devotion usually reserved for religion. From the Latin patronus, meaning protector or supporter, to patronize originally meant to be a patron of a regular and loyal customer. Beware though, patronize has a second meaning, to treat someone with condescending kindness. Context tells you which. This root gives us patron, a supporter, paternal, relating to a father, and patriarch, the male head of a family or society. All spring from the same Latin root for father figure. 2 Japanese terms before we continue. Dashi is the foundational broth of Japanese cuisine, made from kombu seaweed and dried fermented tuna flakes. And umami, Japanese for a pleasant savory taste, is the 5th fundamental taste, beyond sweet, sour, salty, and bitter. Umami is what makes mushrooms meaty. It is what makes aged parmesan crave-worthy. It is why the broth took the chef 18 hours. The ramen specialist is meticulous about the broth. The specimen, who will slurp it in 8 minutes, appreciates this vaguely. This brings us to an observation about the Bay Area specimen. They are often hypocritical about their food rules. From the Greek hypocrites, meaning an actor playing a role, hypocritical describes someone whose actions contradict their stated beliefs. The word began in ancient Greek theater. A hypocrite was a performer wearing a mask. This root appears in unexpected places. Hypocrisy, the behavior itself. Critic, one who judges, and criterion, a standard of judgment. All share the Greek root for to judge. The specimen announces loudly that they only eat organic, locally sourced food, then orders the ramen, which contains instant noodles. This is different, they explain. It is not different. A note on the congenial nature of the Bay Area food scene. This much diversity should produce conflict. 11 pupuserías. A halal cart next to a kosher deli next to a Burmese tea house. The burrito diaspora, the dim sum diaspora, the pho diaspora, all operating on the same block. And yet, the specimens coexist. They share tables. They taste each other's food. The anthropologist has, in 6 months of observation, recorded exactly 0 territorial disputes over cuisine. This is either tolerance or indifference. The data does not yet distinguish. We end part 1 with a warning. Some Bay Area dishes have nefarious after effects. Garlic noodles in the outer Sunset. Korean barbecue in Oakland. Stinky tofu in the Richmond. These dishes are delicious. They are also, we have observed, nefarious in their effect on a specimen's social radius for the next 12 hours. We have documented this from close range. We regret the decision, but not the garlic noodles. In part 2, we follow the specimens as the light fades. The Richmond District, the Tenderloin, Barclay, Fremont. We will meet the kosher deli, the banh shop, the California Fusion Kitchen, which we warn you may be the most pretentious ecosystem on Earth, and finally, the dosa griddle. Pack a tum, you will need it. 15 words, lock them in. Genuine, truly what it claims to be, authentic. Abstain, to choose not to participate in. Pretentious, attempting to impress by affecting importance. Verbose, using more words than needed, from Latin verbum, word. Unctuous, excessively smooth, oily, insincerely eager to please, from Latin ungere, to anoint with oil. Sedentary, characterized by much sitting, satiate to fill to the point of excess. Patronized to be a regular customer of, from Latin patronus, protector. Hypocritical, acting in a way that contradicts stated beliefs, from Greek hypocrites, chapter. Nefarious, wicked or criminal in nature. +5 you already know. Ubiquitous, proliferates, meticulous, congenial, and the food-loving diaspora that makes all of this possible. The sun is setting. The specimens are hungry again. Part 2 awaits. Welcome back. The fog has rolled in. The sun is nearly gone. The specimens, unbelievably, are hungry again. We begin in the Richmond. Tucked between dim sum palaces and Burmese tea houses, a kosher deli. Kosher is a Hebrew word, kasher, meaning fit or proper. It describes food prepared by specific rules. The specimen is scrupulous about the certification. From the Latin scrupulus, a small sharp stone. Scrupulous describes a conscience that prickles at every detail. A scrupulous person does the right thing because the wrong thing would bother them forever. The specimen inspects the hechsher, the certification symbol. It is there. They order. A bagel, boiled then baked, originally Polish, with schmear, lox, red onion, capers, and dill. For the specimen, one bagel does not suffice. They order a second. They are not hungry. They order for tomorrow. This is, by their own admission, a lie. We supplement the bagel with matzo ball soup. From the Latin plur, meaning to fill, supplement describes what you add when something alone is not enough. This root is everywhere. Supply, complete, replete, and plenty. Matzo balls are dumplings made from matzo meal. The broth is clear chicken. The ball floats like a pale moon. The specimens migrate east. The tenderloin. Here, Vietnamese cuisine has taken root. The banh mi, a sandwich that tells a history lesson. French colonization brought the baguette to Vietnam. Vietnamese cooks improved it. Split the light, crackly loaf. Spread it with piti. Layer in grilled pork. Add pickled daikon, cilantro, cucumber, jalapeno. It is perhaps the most sublime sandwich ever assembled. Next door, pho. Pronounced pho, never pho. Broth simmered 12 hours with charred onions, ginger, star anise. The beef is sliced paper thin and cooks in the hot broth at the table. The specimen is profound in their loyalty to one particular shop. They have opinions about the baguette. They have opinions about the broth. They will share these opinions. Now, a warning. We enter Barclay, California Fusion, farm to table. The peak Bay Area food ideology. Here, the menu is short. The ingredients are local. The plates are large, the portions small, the prices not small. The specimens take umbrage at the suggestion that $85 is a lot for dinner. You don't understand, they explain. This carrot was harvested 3 hours ago. It was singing when it came in. The specimens are not joking. They believe this. We observe the obsequious server. From the Latin sequi, meaning to follow, obsequious describes someone who follows too closely. An obsequious server hovers. They refill water that does not need refilling. They name the farmer. The server is obsequious. The specimen finds this charming. The anthropologist finds it exhausting. At the next table, a querulous food critic. The salt is wrong. The butter is not cultured enough. The microgreens are, somehow, too green. The critic will post a querulous review at 11:47 p.m., 3 stars. They will be back next month. Despite the critics, Berkeley's vivacious food scene endures. The waitlists do not abate. The storm abates. The fever abates. The enthusiasm for natural wine, inexplicably, does not. South, 30 miles down the freeway. Fremont, home to one of the largest Afghan diasporas. Alongside Indian, Pakistani, and Bangladeshi communities. The dosa. A dosa is a fermented rice and lentil crepe, griddled until it crackles, served with sambar and chutneys. Inside, potato masala. Outside, a pool of ghee. Ghee is clarified butter. The specimens call it liquid gold. Afghan and North Indian neighbors supply the thalali, biryani, korma, tikka, naan. Much of this is also halal, the same Islamic dietary term from Part 1. Same rules, different cuisine. In a nearby shop, a tranquil scene. A grandmother selects cardamom pods by hand. She smells each one. The shopkeeper waits unbothered. The transaction takes 11 minutes. No one takes umbrage. This is the opposite of the lunch rush. Same region, entirely different pace. Back in San Francisco, one last observation. The surrogate food. Tofu is a surrogate for meat. Oat milk is a surrogate for dairy. Impossible burgers are a surrogate for beef. Engineered to bleed. Specimens debate whether these surrogates are as good as the originals. We remain dispassionate. From the Latin pati, meaning to suffer or feel, dispassionate literally means without feeling. A dispassionate observer does not take sides. They record. They note. The tofu is, we will say dispassionately, fine. The oat milk is fine. The Impossible Burger, and here we struggle with dispassion, is actually pretty good. A final analysis. In 6 months, we have documented meals from 31 distinct culinary traditions. In a region the size of a medium European country. Halal and kosher, pupusas and pho, dim sum and dosas, banh mi and biryani. The specimens cross borders with saccharine casualness, as though this access were normal. It is not normal. By any historical standard, it is astonishing. One preliminary conclusion. The Bay Area specimen is not defined by one cuisine. It is defined by the refusal to choose only one. They meander between traditions. They borrow. They mash up. A Korean taco, a sushi burrito, a ramen carbonara. Some are abominations, some are profound, most are both. The fog is clearing. The lunch rush we suspect will begin again tomorrow. 30 words, 31 cuisines. One warning. Do not attempt all of them in a single day. We tried. We regret nothing. Except the garlic. 30 words. Let's lock them in. From part 1. Genuine. Truly what it claims to be. Abstain. To choose not to participate. Pretentious. Attempting to impress. Verbose. Using more words than needed. Unctuous. Excessively smooth, oily, insincere. Sedentary. Characterized by much sitting. Satiate. To fill to excess. Patronize. To be a regular customer of. Hypocritical. Acting against stated beliefs. Nefarious. Wicked or criminal. From part 2. Scrupulous. Careful about doing what is right. Suffice to be enough. Supplement. To add to make more complete. Umbrage, offense, or annoyance. Obsequious, servile, excessively attentive. Querulous, complaining, whining. Abate, to reduce in intensity. Tranquil, calm, and peaceful. Surrogate, a substitute. Dispassionate, not influenced by strong emotion. Plus review, ubiquitous, proliferates, meticulous, congenial. Diaspora, meander, profound, saccharine, vivacious, and sublime. 30 words. 6 months of field research. One anthropologist, slightly larger than when they started. If this helped you think about food differently, subscribe. New episode every week. And remember, halal means permissible. Kosher means fit. Umami means savory. And brunch, as far as we can determine, means nothing at all.